Hi there, Michelle Marsden and Marsden Accountants. So, tax is due 31st of January. And because of COVID, you may not be able to pay it. There's a couple of things you can look into. Firstly, just make sure your payments on account due for next year, you can reduce them if you have been affected by COVID. But just remember that all the grants you've had need to be included in that income. So that's one way of looking at it. The other thing to do is there is an instalment plan that HMRC have brought in. Now you need to do the self-serve on this if you can, because HMRC don't want you ringing, basically. So you can self-serve if you owe between £32 and £30,000. So what you need to do is you need to go into your personal tax account to go and make up this time to pay arrangement. All right. So that will put you over a number of installments. So 12 installments, I believe. So you'll be able to do that from February 2021 through to next year. So you can set that up now. You don't have to wait to the end of January, but you do have to have submitted your tax return. There are a few other conditions like making sure that you haven't got any old tax to pay, or got any old outstanding tax returns, things like that won't allow you to do it. But for the majority of people, they reckon that 95% of the people who owe tax will be able to use the self-serve time to pay online installments application. All right, so if you need to pay, spread your tax over, you don't have to do it over the full 12 months. You can maybe do it over 6 months if that's what you want to do. Because remember, there will be tax payments in July as well and next January. So don't delay it so long that you can't afford it, whatever. But yeah, so that's the thing, is that go to gov.uk, put in have difficulties paying my self-assessment tax, and it'll take you to the right page, and then you can basically do the online application, which takes you into your personal tax account. If you haven't got a personal tax account, then please make sure you can set one up quite easily with HMRC. And we're all going to need them one day probably, so now's a good time to do it. So yeah, if you're having trouble paying, then do that. Please try not to ring HMRC, because getting through to them is a nightmare at the moment. So it's a bit difficult. So yeah, so do it online and help out HMRC. There will be interest due from the 1st of February, but the interest rates are not too difficult, so don't worry about that too much. The key is, if you feel that you can't pay, is to make sure that you make an arrangement with HMRC. Do not just ignore them, all right? And you have 60 days in which to do this in. So by the end of March, you have to have done this, all right? If you don't do it by then yes, you won't get it automatically. So then you will have to ring them. And then it'd be much more difficult to get, probably, knowing HMRC. So yeah, so if you owe between £32,000 and £30,000, basically, you can make an arrangement to pay it over instalments. Time to shine.